Hello and welcome to Forging the Characters. I'm Shaun and today I'll be showcasing what Hero Forge can do when it comes to making character minis, walking you through ways to use advanced techniques and other tricks and tips in the character builder. Today I'm working on the minis for the upcoming campaign A Shadowfell Symphony, DM'd by Liz. It will launch on January the 3rd at 6 PM GMT at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. Today I've got a variety of pre-made minis from each of our players, so I'm looking to tweak them all or try out something new or unusual in order to make each Hero Forge mini unique from one another. Let's get forging. Okay, so as I've got all of the pre-made minis anyway, first thing I want to do is just pop them into a scene so that I can see how they look next to each other. Is there anything kind of obvious that needs tweaking? Just while I'm posing them, I can keep that in mind if I know kind of what the group's going to look like together. So bear with while I just pop them into a scene. Okay, so I've got everyone in the scene. You might have seen, even in the sped up version, that I was struggling a little bit with the blue character there. So on the edge, his banner's kind of clipping over the side. In the middle, his wings are blocking the two characters behind him. I think, and obviously when the mini's on the screen, if he's too kind of out and wide, he's going to block the player's face. Something I think we learned the hard way with Juliet in The Lonely House. So I'm going to probably try and bring the silhouette in a little bit more so that he's not quite so in your face, literally. I also want to bring a little bit more action to the poses. So at the moment, everyone's a little bit static. You've got the large Minotaur there is probably the most active one, and even then he's quite sedate. So I want to bring everyone to us in line with Hunk. I'll be thinking about how I can just not like launching themselves into battle, but maybe just a little bit more energy to it, and see how we go. Okay, so I'm going to make a start on Heimlich Stratovarius, who's John's character. Stratovarius is probably, as you can guess, a bard. Interestingly, a bard with a conducting baton. I think that's a very cool idea. Don't recall seeing very many conductor bards, but clearly also very accomplished in other instruments as well. So as I previously mentioned, I'd like to bring a little bit more kind of action. So I'm going to lean heavily on that conductor's theme. I'm thinking kind of borrowing poses from popular franchises featuring teenage wizards. We can get that kind of magic battling kind of feel, I think, from this body. Let's give it a go. Okay, I'm just going to point something out because it's something that I've not explicitly kind of said before, but I think it's worth mentioning. With the advanced posing, sometimes it's quite easy to forget that you've got the clavicle option down here, and I would always, when you're posing, start from the closest joint to the torso. So in this case, your shoulder, the clavicle, then kind of have a go with the elbow, and then go up to what would be the kind of joints around this, and then the lower arm. Reason being, I see a lot of people do middies who still have kind of shoulders dropped, even though the arm's quite high. And as you can see, even my own shoulder, if I try to do that, it doesn't really want to do that. Like my whole rib cage really wants to kind of reach in the direction that I'm pulling my arm. So you really do want to bring that kind of clavicle joint up if you're raising the arm, or lower it if you're slumping the shoulders or whatever. It really benefits to just try and play with all of the sliders. Don't just rely on getting your arm in position using one of them. Let's put that into practice. So just as I raised one shoulder, I'm going to drop the other one so that the movement goes through the chest in that way. Pretty happy with it so far, but what I'm going to do, I just want to make the swoosh of that cape a little bit more dramatic as well, so I'm going to bring that round a little more, starting with the bottom. There we go. Slightly more action casting part. Okay, I'm going to move on to Harmony, who is Rebecca's character. Harmony's also a bard. And multi-classed with something else. I'm not going to say what, because, I want to leave some surprises for when you get to the to the actual game. But you can tell that she's a bard because there's the telltale instrument, and a sword and a shield. So, as you can see, this pose is kind of ready but not active, I'd say. So I'm going to pop a little bit more, try and make a little bit more kind of moving forwards, and probably try and wrap that tail around a bit more on the inside, I think. And then I just need to tidy up the base as well. I'll probably do that first, actually. Just I'm prone to forgetting otherwise. Here we go. So I've picked my pose. However, the feet are the wrong way around for the way that I want them compared to the weapons. So I need to just very quickly swap them around. Now, I don't want to lose any of the colouring that Rebecca already used. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop a rapier on the hip so that I can recolour that exactly as it was. Then I will switch the rapier to the same shield, colour that, and then I can put the rapier back in the other hand and then flip it. Things we go through, eh? Anyone who knows me will know that one of my bugbears, let's say, is about tails, is that I feel like they should have a specially made place in clothing where it kind of emerges, and that's not kind of really possible at the moment. So I like to try and at least get it so that it will come out of a convenient slit. Now we do have a convenient slit in this, but I don't know whether I'll be able to get the tail quite where I want it. If I can't, I will hide it using the cape. So let's see what we can do. I was trying to make it so that it looked a little bit more like the tail was wrapped around the pipes, but maybe let's just not think too hard about how the panpipes are staying there. I won't say anything if you don't. I think I'm going to leave it there. So, moving on. This is Sam's character, Reginald Peggio, or Reggie. There's a pun in there. I'm not going to spoil it, but you can work it out. Reggie is another bard. There's another figure which I don't want to spoil, which is a kind of secret identity, who is playing a violin, viola, sorry, represented by a violin in this, because I don't think we've got a specific viola pose or part yet. So yeah, I will be doing that. I believe there's only really one violin pose at the moment, and I did turn to the APR, can't remember what it stands for now, the Advanced Pose Reference Album in the Hero Forge Creators Guild on Facebook. I turned to them, and I couldn't really find anything that stood out to me as a kind of violin pose. There is a few good poses, but none that kind of suited the character. Does that make sense? But I did find one that is kind of meant for sitar or lute, holding bard, which is this one here. APR Bard 5 by Dallas Mead, I think. It was posted by Kane Jacobs Gear, but I think that was on behalf of Dallas, who'd previously done this. These would be like the very start of the APR when it first kind of emerged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to port a pose in to an existing character. So we've obviously got the link here, which I am going to copy. So there's Reginald. But what we need is another window where I'm going to post this link. And now what I need to do is just save. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to dear old Reggie. Right, now we go back into the folder, select the pose, and we have some options. Import the outfit, import the species, import the pose. I want to import the pose. There you go, easy as that. So what I do need to do, however, is change the item over, and I think I'll tip the head up a bit more. But you don't have to watch me do that in live time. want to try something. I want to try seeing if I can get, with a second hand hidden inside that one, just get the bow in the same hand. Might not work. Won't know till we try. I had envisioned it being held the other way, but I don't think it really looks right, so I'm gonna keep it that way, but I'm pretty happy with it. Just need to recolor that hand. I think I'm done tweaking. All right then. Moving on to Tessele, who is played by Ali. I'm not sure. Our new player for this campaign. So Tessele is the character who at the start I was saying I'm going to have to try and tighten the silhouette up a little bit so that when he is sat in the corner on the screen, he's not obscuring your face too much. But we'll see what we can do. I did see that in the notes that our player has provided me with, he did say to try and make the wings look maybe a bit more cape-like. So I might have to choose a different... Yeah, I know, it's going to be hard. Might have to choose a different set of wings, but I'm going to try and get that kind of look. Here we go. You might be wondering what this is supposed to be. So Ali has described this character, who is also a bard, as carrying a daff, which is kind of like a large tambourine. So I've used a shield, a very plain shield, to try and represent this instrument. There's a little bit of something there, which I'm just thinking what my best move is to try and cover that. Let's see if Tessele is wearing or carrying any other items, like another weapon or something. I think we're finally there. Much trimmer silhouette. Although you will get your wings in your face when it spins round. But that's okay. Alright, now it's time to work on Chris's character, Hunkerat on a Hoof, or Hunk. So, first things first, I need to thank the wonderful creators over at the Hero Forge Creators Guild. I think this is again a Dallas Mead one, uploaded by Kane Jacobs Gear. Thank you very much for both of your help. So yeah, you can tell that Chris has created their character and then ported in the Bard 1 pose there, and yeah, very awesome pose. I've actually used this for one of my own NPCs in a game I DM as well, so very versatile on this. So because we've obviously got an APR pose already, there's not too much I want to do, but there is one thing that might take me a little bit longer. You'll notice my bugbear, a tail poking through clothing. However, it seems a shame to kind of hide it. It's quite a short tail, so if I just make it come down under the coat, you're not going to see very much of it, and that would be a shame. So I'm planning to see whether I can use another arm just to hold something, probably a medallion, that will hopefully look like a kind of pre-made hole in the coat, specifically for the tail to poke through. we can only see if it'll work. I don't think that second arm's going to work. It's unfortunately awkward angle to try and meander it down to. Try a side item. You know what? I don't hate it. It's not perfect. But I think it kind of gives the impression that I was going for. I won't be offended if you take it away. But there you go. There's Hunk. Okay, so that's everyone done. Now the last thing to do is put them back in a scene and see how they look as a unit. I think that's as close as I'm going to get then. Pretty happy with that. So, just to show you side by side, this is where we started. And that's where we finished. A bit more dynamic, I think. Hopefully everyone will like it. That's enough from me. Till next time, keep on forging.